Today on the channel, I'm going to show you how to play Rock of Ages by Def Leppard. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how to play Rock of Ages by Def Leppard. So Rock of Ages is off of the album Pyromania. It came out around 1983, I believe. It was produced by Mutt Lange and featured the late great Steve Clark and Phil Collen on guitar. So without further ado, let's get into this song. First of all, Def Leppard are tuned to standard tuning, and the song is in E. And it starts off with Mutt Lange saying gluten, gleben, glauten, globen, right? We've all heard that before, which means absolutely nothing. And I think I read that he got sick of counting the band in 1, 2, 3, 4, so he just started doing that, which I believe. Anyway, it starts off with him counting the song and a drum tacit. So it's just drums, and when you hear the drums come in, you got to pay close attention because the guitar part comes in on the and of 1. So as you count in 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, it comes in on the and of 1. If you don't get that right, you're going to be off beat and the song's not going to start right. So you gotta count it. And I'm not good at counting, especially when I'm playing gigs. I just feel stuff, but you got to count that intro unless you just have really good timing and you can feel it, but I got to count that. So the introduction comes in on the and of 1, and it goes like this. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So let's take a look at that closer and break it down into the tablature on the screen, and I'll show you basically what's going on. I hear it like he's picking it with his fingers because it's very percussive in the beginning. It's like, so what I'm doing is I'm taking my pointer finger and my ring finger, and this riff starts off on the G and the B string, and we're playing the 4th fret on the G string and the 5th fret on the B string. So it's, which is an inversion of an E chord. So we're gonna go, and then we're gonna slide down to the 2nd fret and the 3rd fret of the G and the B string, which is a D. So basically he's going E to D, but we're gonna play it like this. And I'm muting it with my palm. I've got my palm on the bridge of the guitar. I've got my thumb muting the low E string. I've got the fat of my fingers muting the strings. So nothing can come through because you want this to sound crisp and clean when you're on stage, so or at high volumes. So I'm going like that, and then I'm going to take my ring finger and my pinky, and that's a B to an A. But I'm playing the middle 2 strings, the D and the G string, like this. And then I'm going to play an A, which is the D and the G string on the 2nd fret. So it's, and I'm going to go to the D to the E again, slide up, and then hit that low E. And there's this lick. So what I'm doing there is I'm sliding up from the 2nd fret to the 4th fret on the G string, and then I'm on the B string on the 5th fret, and then the B string on the 3rd fret. So it goes, so slowly we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. And up to speed. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. So there's the intro to the song. Now that riff comes back in later after the choruses. It does a turnaround and it does that riff again, but he plays it with a pick at that point, and it's really more aggressive. Later on in the song, you'll hear it come back like this. And I do this little vibrato thing. Phil Collen, and a lot of guitar players, but Phil Collen likes to take chords and put this little bit of a vibrato on it. You got to really kind of shake it, but you want to shake it sort of on time and not too much. All right, so after that introduction, it breaks down and there's no guitar. It's just the bass and the drums playing along and Joe Elliott singing the first verse, right? So then it's going to go into a pre-chorus, and the pre-chorus sounds like this. It's that simple. And that last part is actually a delay. I don't think he plays it that many times, but let me explain. So this is the part where he goes, "What do you want? What do you want? I want rock and roll." Well, all right. So it goes, which is an A to a G, like that, but we're doing an A. Like the shape we played this E down here, we're going to bring that same shape up here on the 9th and the 10th fret. So G string 9th, B string 10th, and then slide down 2 frets, which is a G. So it goes, "What do you want?" Then a low E, and he says, "I want rock and roll. What do you want?" And then that part that goes, it's just he plays like an A, and it sounds like they ping pong the delay back and forth on there. So if you hear that A where it goes dun 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 dun, you could go like and do something like that if you're playing it live, just to make it sound more like the record. Or if you had another guitar player, you could exchange that and make it sound in stereo on stage. That'd be kind of fun. All right, so now it goes into the chorus. The chorus is a C to an E minor, and then it goes, "We got the power, got the glory." So it goes A to C, just say you need it, and if you need it, say, back to the intro. So, Rock of Ages, Rock of Ages. So there's probably one guitar playing those chords and ringing it out. Mutt Lange probably produced, I don't know, probably 20 guitars on the song, 20, 30 guitars, no joke. And they're all different tones, different amp settings. And so if you have one guitar player, you're probably going to want to have one guy playing E, C, it's like a C9 to an E minor. But the main riff that you hear in the background, that's the prominent lick, goes like this. So what I'm doing there is I'm arpeggiating a C chord, and I'm arpeggiating the E chord. and I'm palm muting. I've got my palm on the guitar on the back like this on the pickup, and I have, it gives me that kind of a sound. And then Phil Collen liked to put on a lot of gain. He uses a ton of gain for these types of things. So I'm going to add a little bit extra gain, which gives it this real juicy, that juicy sound. So what I'm doing there is I'm taking this C shape, but I'm just playing C, and I'm going. I'll turn my guitar back a little bit so you can hear the tones. It sounds like this. So with all the gain, cool. All right, so during the next verse, he actually plays a little bit of guitar, and it's very sparse, but it gives the song space. It allows the vocals to breathe, and it's classic Mutt Lange type co-writing with the band. So during the next verse, where Joe Elliott's singing along to the bass and the drums, there's a riff in there. If you listen to the album, you have to listen to the album, but he does basically some E minor pentatonic stuff. He's going to take the 12th fret G and B string here and go like a, he's going to do this. Something like that. So he loves to take these notes and just kind of scoop into them and bend down with a whammy bar. And then we're going to go. That's another lick in there. So he's taking the G on this 3rd fret on the E string and bending up and then playing the E, which is the D string on the 2nd fret. And then he goes low E. And then he ends that lick by going. When Joe Elliott says, and you want more rock and roll, and I think that's what he says, he goes. So he's going to bend up on the 14th fret, G string, and then he plays the 15th fret on the B string, and then the B string on the 12th, and then 14, 12 on the G string, and then back to 14, and then 12 on the B. So it goes. And it goes back into the pre-chorus where he goes. And chorus. All right, so there's your chorus, there's your pre, your chorus, everything that's in there. So the guitar solo. Actually, I think after that it doesn't go into a chorus, which is kind of weird after that verse with those licks. It's going to go into a guitar solo. So this guitar solo is really fun to play. There's a really cool trick in this I'm going to show you that I love. So the very beginning of this solo, he goes. So what he's doing on that is he's on the A string and he's on the 5th, and he's gonna bend it a little bit like this and go up to that E. So we're going. Okay, so that's really easy. And then he's gonna play with some vibrato there, which is it's going to be on the A string on the 7th fret, and then the D string on the 5 and 7. So it goes. I always slide into it a little bit, but you could go. I like the slide. It gives a little bit more musicality, I guess. So that first phrase is. And the next part goes like this. So what I did there is I go. So we're just on the A string on the 5th and 4th fret for the longest time. It's. Bend that up to that E. We're going to bend it up to this. So the next lick in the lead, he's on the B string up here on the 15th fret. So we're going to be up in this E minor pentatonic position. So think. Think, E minor pentatonic. And he goes, so after, then he goes, so what I did there is I bent the B string on the 15th fret up a whole step into this vibrato. And I kind of rake it. A rake is when you go, so I go, and I'm muting the strings with my pointer finger, and I go. And then I'm going to keep that note bent up and then pick it. So that's a really cool rock and roll trick for leads that a lot of blues players do. You can do that, virtually in any solo, but he's going to release that back down to the pitch of the 15th fret. So it goes. And I'm going to play the B string on the 12th fret. And I went 14, 12, back to the 14 on the G, and bent that 14 up. So I went. So getting into that lick, it goes. And then this is what it sounds like he's doing, which I really like. He's going to take the G string and he's going to fret it like this. And he's going to open up and play it open and go like that. And then you're going to go down to the 11th fret on the G string. And the 10th. And then back to the 11th. So after that lick, it's going to go. What I'm doing there is I'm on the 15th fret on the B and the E string. I think there's another guitar doing that vibrato thing on the 12th fret on the G and the B. Like, it's hard to tell because he kind of hits a pinch harmonic on it. So it sounds like he's up here, but it also sounds like he's going. He might be doing G string and the D, like. mean, that sounds right too, but either way. So back to what I was doing. Or and then it does this little pre-chorus lick where he goes, but he adds that little, so he's going, then he changes it up, he goes, which he slides up to the E minor position again on the G and the B string. So then low E. He does like a little lick in E minor pentatonic in the end. I think he goes like, just like the lick beforehand, before he went. Then he goes back into a full chorus, okay? So from the very beginning, the solo goes something like this. Okay, so the only other part of this song that you really have to know is that when it goes out of the song, the very end, it ends the song with the same lick that it starts with, and the song ends on an A chord, and that's when you hear them catch everything on fire because it's Pyromania, right? So it goes the very ending. Here it comes. And that's it. That is Rock of Ages by Def Leppard. If you like this content, please consider subscribing to my channel, comment below, and hit the notification bell. And I really appreciate you watching my videos. It helps me out a lot. And until next time, peace out. Whew, man, I gotta start doing some crunches. Phil Collen making me look bad. I'm just too lazy. I can't do it. Just can't do it, man.